Hello, my name is Lene Guadarrama, and I'm a teacher candidate at Grand Canyon University. I'm currently in my second session of student teaching, where I'm teaching a kindergarten class at a local charter school here where I live in Yuma, Arizona. I feel very privileged to be working at this charter school because it is an A-rated school and they won the blue ribbon many times throughout the years. And so I just feel very blessed to have chosen such a prestige school. And I'm very happy and excited at where I'm at. My mentor teacher is amazing, and I'm just using all of this knowledge that I'm learning here to create my teaching philosophy. So I've been teaching for a few years now. I've taught preschool, kindergarten, third grade, and then these past 6 months or so that I've done with my student teaching through the program, I've just learned so much, and I'm excited to see how my philosophy is going to continue to grow. So I believe that a teacher needs to embody the characteristics that they wish to see in their students. So my philosophy is to lead by example. And I believe that teachers need to show their students what they expect from them and how to behave. So by example, showing them that, especially in the younger ages, kindergarten, preschool, those are really going to be the times where they need to see in action what you require from them, what you expect from them. So, for example, if my class is rowdy and noisy and they're not speaking with, respectful voices, or they're being, loud, so I can't even speak to them, I will quiet down my voice and I will speak to them in a soft voice so that they have to really quiet down to listen. I believe that this is something that's going to teach them, to show them what I'm doing is what I want them to do. And so I believe teachers should have patience and the ability to de-escalate a rowdy and noisy classroom. I think that classroom management is definitely top priority, especially in the younger grades. And if a teacher doesn't have successful classroom management, then it's really hard to get anything else done. So unless the teacher has control of their classroom, their environment, the atmosphere, then they're not really going to be able to teach, because it's just going to be constantly focusing on redirection, focusing on behaviors, trying to regain their attention again. So it's really good to put those expectations and to lead by example in the very beginning as a foundation so that the students can be successful and learn the content that the teacher is trying to relay and teach throughout the year. So I've learned throughout my experience that, children have a very short attention span, and especially the younger ones, they become very anxious and wiggly throughout the day. And it's just unrealistic to expect, 25-year-olds to sit in a chair at a desk for an hour-long math lesson. So I've learned that to create lessons that help them stay active and mobile throughout the learning process, and to create opportunities and little breaks here and there that get them up and moving but are also related to the lesson. So for example, calling them to the carpet and showing them on the whiteboard an example or a problem, and then putting them back in their seats and then practicing that example, and then maybe standing up and counting, punching the air, raising their hands, or clapping or something, or stomping their feet as they count. Anything to get them active, anything to get them up and engaged. It's going to help them participate. It's going to help them be engaged, and it'll create a more fun environment of learning, which is what we want. We want kids to come and students to come to class and be excited to learn, be excited about school. So always engaging them and finding new ways and opportunities to keep their focus on the teacher, on the content, and then it gives them less opportunities to be busy bees and chatterboxes. So that's something that I've learned throughout my experience, and just being able to read the children and what they need. So my philosophy has developed throughout my experience by dedicating more of myself to my students. I've learned there's a real responsibility that comes with teaching. And it's not, just babysitting. It's not just going into a classroom and keeping an eye on everyone, reading a curriculum from a book and hoping that all goes well. Like, there's a real responsibility, a real advocacy that comes with a teacher position and role. And I've learned that throughout my experience a lot more. For example, in my class now that I've learned how to create IEPs and exactly what an IEP is. It's a lot of paperwork, but it's more about specific learning programs and plans and strategies for a child with that disability. So it's creating, pull out methods, it's creating specific learning plans and lessons that are aimed towards that child to help them grow and succeed. So whether that's a learning delay or learning disability, I've learned that IEPs help students receive accommodations for their learning to help them strive and show progress. So this has helped me understand that an educator is always learning and leading and serving in the classroom. So constantly learning new techniques and new strategies to implement in my classroom. And then also learning through professional developments and learning a new curriculum and learning a new programs. Like there's just always growth and opportunities to learn as a teacher. And also leading by example, like I've said previously, and then serving my classroom, serving my students, and dedicating myself to helping them learn and strive and be the successful students that I want them to be. So I am a firm believer in technology in the classroom. I think that there are so many benefits of using technology, and I know that there are some, downfalls to it, but I just believe that the pros outweigh the cons. And so, like in my class right now, each child has access to an iPad, but the teacher determines when they can use them. They're not on their iPads all day. It's a specific time of day. Sometimes it's only twice a week, just depending on what the teacher wants. But they are very useful and have amazing programs, and they can help with data tracking and help with, they provide games and skills that the students love to do because every student knows how to use an iPad these days. Technology is just growing in our society, and implementing that in the classroom really helps with engagement. We have a huge smart board that we use. It's interactive, and a projector and a doc cam that we use, which I personally love the doc cam because it allows me to present the worksheet that my students are working on enlarged on the whiteboard, and then I can do the problems that they're doing at their desk. So I love being able to present exactly what they're working on in front of them up on the board. And because it's still early in the year and we're in kindergarten, they really need that step-by-step learning process. And so I usually show them how, by example, they do it on their paper. They bring their attention back to me. I show them the next one, and we do each problem together. And so that docu-camera really helps us just by keeping them engaged and keeping their attention on where it should be. And I also love using learning videos. So YouTube is great. PBS Kids is great. So there's just so many different things. Like every kindergartner has to learn to count from 0 to 100 before the next grade. And so there's so many different videos out there that implement dance and music, and the kids just love it. And it's so much more engaging than, sitting at a number board and saying, okay, guys, let's count 1, 2, 3. There's activities involved, there's music involved. And I think that songs are a great teaching method. So I love technology in the classroom. And so in my teaching philosophy, I want to implement the Christian worldviews by treating my students with respect, compassion, and empathy. I want to love them, and care for them the way that Christ loves the church. And these are his children, his creation. And I just want to do my best to give them everything I can to help them succeed and grow and become useful members of society. I want my students to learn from me and to learn how to treat others and how to stand up for others, to learn compassion and love and show respect and honesty to those around them. So my goal in my classroom is not to just teach a bunch of curriculum or skills and, implement that, but I also want to teach characteristics of having a good character and, how to be responsible and trustworthy and kind to each other and caring. So these are all characteristics that I hope that I can embody and teach my children, my students, how to also embody these characteristics so that they can just use them throughout life and that it'll help them grow and succeed. So this is my teaching philosophy, and I have a lot to learn, but I feel like that I have a great starting point and a foundation to start my career. So thank you very much.